They won't say it out loud, but you've felt it for years, like you're standing in the same room as everyone else, breathing the same air, yet existing in a different dimension. You watch people laugh, connect, belong. You try to join in, but something holds you back. Not fear, not shyness, something deeper. A quiet awareness that the world around you was built for a rhythm you do not move to. You ask yourself, why do I always feel like I'm on the outside looking in? Why does fitting in feel like faking it? Why do I see things other people seem to ignore? You've been told you're too observant, too sensitive, too intense, that you should just enjoy life and stop overanalyzing. But what if your way of seeing isn't wrong? What if it's rare? There's a term for people like you, the outsider mind. And throughout history, philosophers have studied this phenomenon not as a flaw, but as a necessary rebellion. This video will explore 12 signs rooted in philosophical insight that prove you're not broken. You're an outsider. Not because you don't belong, but because you see what most people refuse to. And that vision, while isolating, might be your greatest gift. The philosophy of the outsider mind. Most people live on the surface, and that's not an insult. It's a survival mechanism. The average mind is built to adapt, to belong, to blend in. Social cohesion keeps society running. But once in a while, a different kind of mind appears. One that questions the script instead of following it. Philosophers from Kierkegaard to Simone de Beauvoir, Nietzsche to Krishnamurti, all wrote about the outsider. The one who doesn't just live, but observes living. The one who, instead of asking, "How do I fit in?" asks, "Why is this the way it is?" This doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from awareness. And that awareness creates an existential tension between what is and what could be, between comfort and truth, between illusion and awakening. Let's dive into the 12 signs. Sign 1. You notice the absurdity of normal. While others laugh along, you pause. You see the scripts people follow, the fake smiles, the shallow goals, the obsession with things that don't matter. And you wonder, is this really it? This isn't negativity. This is what French philosopher Albert Camus called the absurd. The gap between our deep need for meaning and a world that often feels hollow. Most people numb themselves to that gap. You feel it, and it haunts you. You don't just live life. You interrogate it. Sign 2. You question everything, even the things you're supposed to accept. As a child, you asked why too much. As an adult, you still do. Why do we work jobs we hate? Why do people chase fame? Why do relationships follow unspoken rules no one understands? This isn't just curiosity. It's a philosophical instinct. Socrates called it the examined life. Most people avoid it. You live it daily. You see that even our dreams are often inherited, handed down by culture, not chosen by soul. Sign 3. You feel lonelier in a crowd than when you're alone. You could be surrounded by people, smiling, laughing, even loved, and still feel like you're floating outside of the moment. Like you're witnessing something you're not fully part of. This isn't social anxiety. It's existential separation. Philosopher Martin Heidegger called it being toward death, the awareness that no matter how close we get, we are always alone in our own consciousness. It's not a curse, it's a mirror, and you've been staring into it for a long time. Sign 4. You crave truth more than comfort. You'd rather face an uncomfortable truth than live in a beautiful lie. This makes you a disruptor of harmony, often unintentionally. You don't stir the waters for drama. You do it because silence would betray your soul. Jiddu Krishnamurti once said, "It is no measure of health to be well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society. You didn't choose this awareness, but now that you have it, you can't unsee. Sign 5. You connect deeply, or not at all. Small talk drains you. Superficial friendships confuse you. You want to know what people are made of, what they cry about when no one's watching, what they dream about before sleep. You value presence over performance, truth over polish. When you love, it's not social, it's sacred. But this depth often makes others retreat. Not because you're too much, but because they're not ready. Sign 6. You feel time differently. While others chase moments, you observe them. While others fear aging, you reflect on it. Your mind doesn't count hours, it feels eras. You walk through memory like a philosopher wanders through ruins, looking not to fix, but to understand. Henri Bergson believed time isn't measured by clocks, but by duration, an inner rhythm beyond numbers. And you? You've always moved to a different rhythm. Sign 7. You've experienced a quiet kind of despair. Not depression, not sadness, but a subtle, aching awareness that life is flu.